Tammuz. Yeah. We never said that Yahushua was Tammuz. That's something that the heathens interpreted. And then, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say that origin that comes from Nimrod, because Semiramis was his mother, and he had sex with his own mother, and that they try to play it as, oh no, she had a divine conception. You know,
immaculate conception.
Yeah, she had an immaculate conception, but really it was her son that impregnated her. That nigga died, and then Tammuz came back, and she was like, "Oh, this is Tammuz reincarnated." Immaculate conception.
This is him.
Fuck out of here, man.
And who was Nimrod depicted as after he died? He was Nimrod when he died. He was worshipped as the son.
Oh, Khan, yeah, you're right.
He was worshipped as the son.
That's where he gets that bullshit.
Oh, damn.
And then
There you go.
And then the whole thing, that the Council of Nicaea, man. All right, that's why he brought that up.
Yeah. Because
read that again.
Because he's going back into Christianity. What's up?
I was gonna say, read that again. There's the picture of it to this day. They still do the same shit to this day. They worship it, talking about that image.
What you wanted?
What you just read, talking about the Council of Nicaea, talking about the colorism.
Well, actually, it wasn't the Council of Nicaea because this occurred during the 1st century. Hold on, let me find it. Here you go. I'm gonna go back to the part you want. I think I know what you want. Christians picture the Virgin Mary and Mashiach as black, both being an evolution of the worship of Isis and Horus, which was once common in Rome.
And then to this day, the Pope and them still over there. Only in America do you worship a white image, all right? The Pope, the head of the goddamn church over there, he worshiping a black image. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, all right?
The black one?
Yeah, they worship a black image. So when you talk about that, you know, it's still to this same day, all right? That's why I said it's important to know your history, man. Our people are spiritual people, man.
And that's what I was getting at with Jay. I said, you don't want nobody to the Bible out of school? I said, because of history.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know.
He was like, because it's a lie.
He said some crazy shit.
Why would they take a lie out of school? They're going to push the lie into
push the lies into the school.
Because it's not the truth.
It's like, but you don't have the truth,
exactly. But you can go to Wisdom of Solomon, 15 and 15. He talking about he worshiped the sun because the sun has the most power in anything. How about this? What if there was no goddamn water on Earth?
What made the sun?
What good is the sun then? What if you don't have any? What if you have any air on Earth? What good is you breathing? Everything comes together to work for the best of you. If you ain't got no fruit, no vegetables, no nuts, no legumes, no wheat, no rice, no berries, no meat, no fish, no milk, no cheese, no seasoning. Well, you don't need seasoning, but goddamn it, I need some seasoning, boy. You know what I'm saying? The biochemistry of the. Hold on. You said biogenesis. You don't believe the Bible, but you saying Genesis. You believe in biogenesis, but you don't believe in Genesis in the Bible. And then bio dealing with the body. So you carnal minded. We're gonna deal with the Genesis of the scripture, dealing with the spirit.
I was thinking about going to Genesis 1. I was like, this dude's not gonna get it.
That's why when you came with that meat, man, I'm like, take that shit back to the kitchen, brother.
Take it back to the kitchen, brother.
Take it back to the kitchen. Bring him a baby bottle.
Yeah, that dude needs some milk.
He needed milk.
He need to get knocked over the head first, and then get some milk. You know,
bro. We had went to reincarnate. Y'all believe in that?
He needs a spiritual code.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he got it. Hey, the Lord have mercy on him. He have mercy.
Come on, through the spirit.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 15. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath.
And that's an idol for the heathen. That's sun.
Yep. Nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. Right. And as for their feet, they are slow to go.
So that goes back to worshiping the image of Jesus Christ, Cesar Borgia, Serapis Christus. That goes back to worshiping the image of the golden calf. Go back to worshiping them vain idols in Egypt. It go back to worshiping money. It goes back to worshiping. It go back to worshiping man, yourself. All right.
Well, what he said, he worships his woman because what he said. We said, oh, don't you call your woman the earth?
Why they call? See, when he was going into some 5%er shit. 5%er said it. They said, my Eve is my earth. But why would you say that? Because your rod, the penis, is the hole that breaks up the soil. When you having sex with a woman, you breaking her up. You know what I'm saying? Busting her down. And you planting your seeds when you ejaculate inside of her, when you let loose.
And where's the oldest book you gonna find that in? The Bible.
Scripture.
Because the Bible even says that.
That's why he said that. Oh, my Eve is my earth. So you saying your woman is your earth, but where did you get Eve from? That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what you believe in, it's gonna go right back to this. It all goes back to this, bro. The original. All right. The creme de la creme.
Hey, but you can't be mad at him, you know.
No, I ain't mad at him. I love Jay.
No, I'm just saying.
I said I have.
You can't, because like Apostle Tahar was saying, at this about this dude, Nasty Nick. Nazariano. He's like, Nasty Nick. They were like, man, you can't be mad at him, man. Most I gave him up to them delusions.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You know,
that's why
we can laugh at it, but like, damn, the body of it so much better.
Done, man. That cat.
Yo, and if I may say this, like, you know, like the analogy they use, like if you have one car and all three people it's 3 people in the car and they get into an accident. Well, let's say all 3 of us, right? So as soon as the accident happened, I wrote about the accident, exactly what happened, was driving down this, was doing that, then this car did that. But you don't write it till about a month later, what happened.
Details are kind of shaky.
Yeah, so then you write it, you know, a year later about what happened, right? So the accident didn't happen when you wrote it. It already happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just took time for you to sit down and write it. So the Bible has always been there from the beginning.
So you saying
Genesis,
Moses wrote it by himself? That's what Jake said.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that the Bible has always been there. The events had already happened. They just wasn't written down yet, man.
Why you think the Lord flooded the whole earth? Only say 8 people, because the law was verbal. Because how was Noah known to be righteous? The law was verbal.
I mean, I would say he wrote a good majority of it, because he probably had to go up there to the mountain by himself, and as the Most High is talking to him, write some shit down. But after he died, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How the hell did he write that? You know what I'm saying?
The scribes, man.
The scribes wrote that. Yeah. Because he wasn't there for 4 days and 4 nights. He came back with the tablets for the law.
Exactly. So he did write some,
He wrote some, but he had scribes.
Yeah. Because think about it, you sit, because like, I don't know if you brothers watched that movie on YouTube, Jeremiah. It'll show you a perfect example of, man, you know, the Spirit would just hop on him and he would start prophesying in front of the people, in front of the temple, just going in. And then, like, he would barely remember what he said. And then Baruch came up and he was like, hey, the Spirit's on me pretty much. Let's get the scroll and start writing.
Come on,
because the Spirit was going to flow through you, man.
When you said the Spirit hopped on you, you made that video. I said, man, that was your pop video. Sometimes the Spirit hop on the brother be going in and don't even know what he said. Somebody be like, yo, man, what you said was heavy. Bro, I just went with the Spirit. You go, and then you sit down and listen to your video, you be like, damn, I said that? Yeah, the Spirit.
That was me?
That was me? How you feel? Like that was me?
Or another brother will make a video off of what you said.
And you be like, damn, that was heavy. Or like, you know, you may have an elder say the water, or, you know, I've been looking for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's heavy, bro. Like, damn, the Spirit was really on me. You know? Hey, let's get back to it real quick. Back Jake, worshiping and shit.
This is back in Wisdom of Solomon 15, verse 16. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them.
Ooh, he that borrowed his own spirit.
So your spirit's not even yours, man.
Your body and your spirit not even yours.
Yep.
That's why I said, do you know when you're gonna die? Someday. Well, you don't have any power over you. Can you get me on Ecclesiastes 8 and 8? Just to show him that there's a higher power, that he ain't got no power over himself. That's why I started with 2nd Esdras, the 1st chapter, man. The Lord's talking about all the good that He's done for us, and now people still. But you know what? You can't blame Him. Isaiah 6 and 9, Isaiah 29 and 10. He's a prime example. Isaiah 4 and 6. You got it, bro.
Finish, man.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. There is no man that hath power over the Spirit to retain the Spirit.
There's no man that have power over the Spirit to retain the Spirit. So, like, I ain't gonna say he finished, made the Most High have blessings on him, but the way he was talking, he's damn near about to be finished. Go ahead.
There is no man that hath power over the Spirit to retain the Spirit. Neither hath he power in the day of death.
Right.
And there is no discharge in that war.
So that's a war every day, battling with the flesh and you and your spirit. So he gonna sit down and tell me someday he gonna die, but you can't tell me when. Why? Because you don't have any dominion over your spirit.
Wait, you're supposed to be a guy, but you looking like you working somewhere hard labor, my man. You a guy working hard labor? We guys, we know, but he's claiming to be. But he don't even understand when you say God, because he said I ain't gonna judge. You're supposed to judge. He don't know what
we
God
are judges. He don't even know what it means, man. We are judges of the earth, man. We are powers of the sun. All right, go ahead, some more on that.
Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
Oh, so like we are sons to the power. I think I said power to the sun. We are sons to the power. All right, so like that's your Allah. So like, read that again.
Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
Come.
So your wickedness ain't gonna deliver you.
Hell no.
You can be the best wicked nigga on the planet, and guess what? That was for nothing, because you're gonna die anyway.
Exactly. That's right.
You can bring all the mischief and the deceit out, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be judged accordingly.
That's right.
All right, going back to these idols, all right, these false gods. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 16. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a God like unto himself.
Ooh. Like I said, show me one man on earth that made another planet. Now show me one man that can make another body like this. Oh, through sex. But who created sex? Man didn't create it.
Who put that seed inside of it?
Exactly. Yeah, who made it that way?
Deeper and deeper, bro.
See, evolution. The rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper. And the spirit, and evolution deals with evolving. When you evolving, you're constantly moving. Guess what? He that believeth though me, out of his belly shall flow what?
Rivers of living water.
Exactly. We always evolving. He don't even know what evolution is. It's a spirit.
And the Most High is that fountain of living waters, man. So the spirit flowing through you, that's where that water's coming from, man. Through the fountain of living waters, which is Yahweh, man.
Come.
By Shimmy I was shy. Right?
Is it more than it?
I mean, we can keep going, but it goes into whether dealing with their hands, you know, making them. If you want, we
well, we ain't got to. Matter of fact, no, Salaki, go ahead.
Verse 17. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing which with wicked hands. For like the brother brought out the example of his brother worshiping the coconut with some fucking strings on his head, man. Whatever the hell it is. You know, he probably made it, or he bought it from somebody that made it. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, that shit is a business as well.
Yeah,
they make the little stones for people.
That's beautiful because what happened when Paul was going around, and it's in the book of Acts. I forget what chapter. The dudes that were making the sculptures for the Queen of Worship, or the heaven. What is it? The Queen of Heaven. All right, Diana. All right, what they said? Oh, he's fucking with our business, man. He's going around talking all this, discouraging people from buying our shit. He's fucking with our business, and that's what we doing right now spiritually.
That's right.
They get all these little bracelets and shit you can buy. Oh, buy this and they'll sacrifice blood on it.
What would Jesus do?
Hey, cause that's beautiful that you say that because I could be wrong. We're there in the scriptures talk about rosary beads and praying with the rosary beads. Like the Catholics do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Well, they had from day
one. They see the whole shit.
It is a Hebrew thing. I forget exactly what it's called, but they tie like this leather thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't know Hail Mary.
Assassin's Creed?
Nah. I'm talking about like the beat.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. But I'm saying it's similar. So you know, people don't think you're talking about that. But you know what I'm talking about? Is that one thing?
I know you're talking about. I
forget what it's called though. But yeah, nowhere in the scriptures will speak about rosaries, brother.
With a cross on it.
Hey, this was for Jake that was up here. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. Unless thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun, and the moon, and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So these idols, all these things you see that the other heathens worship, the Most High made that for them to worship. Now, going to the next verse, the 20th verse. Deuteronomy 4:20. But the Lord, but Yahweh, have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance as ye are this day. So the Most High put us out of all those nations and said, you're going to worship me, you're going to be my people, I'm going to inherit you. When you inherit something, you become a possession. That's why they say that we are a comely and delicate woman. Okay. Why the scripture said the maker is thy husband. So when you go out here and you worship another idol, guess what you committing? You committing spiritual fornication. You committing spiritual adultery. And guess what the scripture says? Jealousy is the rage of a man. Yeah. Does not the scripture say, Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war? So think about it. You come home and see your woman getting, we men speaking. You see a man with your woman in the bed spreads going to war. You're ready to go to war. Yep. You had to take both of them out. That's how the Lord feel about his people today. So you men think about that. That's how the Lord feel about it. Imagine you come home, your woman just get, all you hear is moaning. Upstairs you hear the bed headboard, do. She, my husband never did it like this. For real, like, I wish I never got married. I'm being serious, like, really? And then, you come in there, you can't. Prime example, what's the movie, Minority Report, when that one Edomite walked in. I forgot my glasses. You know I can't see without my glasses. He was like, he was looking crazy. He was finna slay him. But the whole purpose of Minority Report was that, you can see the future so that you can prevent killing, murder, so to say. Yeah, but real talk, that's how the Lord feel about us, man. Hey, when you worshiping Diana or the sun, or money, like polite is. The Most High looking like, damn.
Yeah. Hey, cause
you really giving it up to them idols? That's how the Lord looking, man.
To the sun, to creation.
I got it right here, man. Talk about the Pleiades and Arcturus. It says, this is Job chapter 9.
You want to go deep? Go ahead, bro.
9 and 7. It says, who commanded the sun, and it riseth not, and sealeth up the stars, which alone spreadeth out the heavens, and treadeth upon the waves of the sea. He make Arcturus, Orion, and the Pleiades in the chambers of the south.
Exactly.
The creator of the stars. You worshiping the stars.
And you worshiping the star. Hey, oh, Salakia, go to Job 39 and 4, Baba Kishar. Let's go a little deeper since you want to go to Job through the Spirit. Let's go a little deeper through the Spirit. We don't got the light, so we know where we going if we get too deep.